passionately in entrepreneurial fire, in giving everyone, everywhere, the chance to do their best and feel even better. We believe in you. We're here to empower every beautiful dimension of you. And at Mary Kay, we know we've all got a few things in common. We're all worthy of a community that understands us. We all deserve flexibility, and we should get to run our day instead of it running us. So maybe that's what brought you here to get to know us. Mary Kay has been a groundbreaking, trailblazing company for more than 60 years, and we follow in the footsteps of the original beauty influencer. Like many women in the 60s, Mary Kay Ash was not treated fairly in the workplace, so she made a change and founded a company that gives everyone the opportunity they deserve. Today, Mary Kay continues to be family-owned and continues empowering others in more than 35 countries. We are a company driven by the idea that you can do what you love, be who you want, and earn extra income on your terms. Our idea is powerful in its simplicity. First, Mary Kay creates hundreds of products that people crave. And yes, we win industry awards. Conduct 500,000 tests a year for safety, quality, and performance. Hold more than 1,600 global patents. And products are made in our own global manufacturing and research facility. Because what gets us really excited is how much people love our products. Because your confidence is our obsession. Next, we keep the business model beautifully simple too. Independent beauty consultants are 100% independent business owners. They buy directly from Mary Kay, then sell directly to customers to earn money. That's it. No wholesalers, no middlemen, no one holding them back, period. They enjoy the flexibility to work a Mary Kay business a lot or a little at parties, online, and on social, all while learning life skills from others and getting digital tools to help along the way. And if they're ready to lead a team of their own, they can drive the business as far as they want. Beauty consultants have one of the highest profit potentials on product sales in the world. Plus, at Mary Kay, they are always celebrated. Small wins are recognized, and big accomplishments are richly rewarded by a community of entrepreneurs and corporate employees around the world. Working together, we've also built a long history of giving. Mary Kay and its 4 company-sponsored foundations has given more than $200 million in monetary and product donations since we began tracking our philanthropic efforts. We support life-saving research and survivor empowerment with more than $24 million awarded to cancer research innovation from the Mary Kay Ash Foundation. And we strive to protect the environment by planting more than 1 million trees, powering our global headquarters and manufacturing with 100% renewable energy, and achieving zero landfill site status in our global manufacturing facility. We are a brand with a purpose, and we hope you see the amazing potential we see for a bright future together. This is where you can come to thrive. This is where you can unleash your confidence. This is Mary Kay, empowering women entrepreneurs since 1963. Then, now, always.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday amazing sharing event. And we're just so happy you're on here tonight. Thank you, guests. I just want to say thank you to all of our amazing guests who are on here this evening and honoring your consultant and just taking the time to take a little peek into Mary Kay. Let me fix a couple of things here so that we can get all this moving over here. All right, there we go. And okay, there we are. All right, so if you are a guest tonight, we are giving away 5 free opportunities tonight to join Mary Kay. So if you decide at any time tonight while you're hearing this, you decide you want to join us, type in the chat section, I'm in for free. When you type that in, you'll go into the drawing for our 5 free e-starts tonight that we're giving away. So thank you for honoring your consultant. Thank you for being on and taking the time. And I hope that what we share with you tonight will give you a little bit of insight. Audrey is a great speaker and she'll be on in just a bit here. But before we get started, we want to share some information with you. So if you're a guest, maybe take some notes, jot down some things so that you'll be able to kind of look at everything. Okay. So my name is Janice Trude, and I'm a Global National Sales Director. I work in the European region and also work in Mexico for Mary Kay. So it's great to be international and great to be able to do those things. And trust me, 43 years ago, a woman drove me nuts, and I only went to the Mary Kay meeting so that she would not invite me to anything ever again. And here I am. 43 years later, almost $6 million and 20 pink Cadillacs. So never say never, you never know. All right, so let's get started tonight with some screen shares. And I want to share some things with you. And I'm sure you probably already know these, but just in case, we will start with our beautiful dear Mary Kay. So this is Mary Kay here. This is our beautiful Mary Kay. She started this company in 1963 with herself and 9 of her friends. You know, we're a company now that's turning 61 in September this month. So, you know, it's incredible to think that she started this company 61 years ago. And we've weathered so many economic storms that have been out there. We are a strong company with many accolades and many awards, and I'll share some of those with you tonight. But we did lose our amazing Mary Kay in 2001, but we are still a family-owned and operated business today with Mary Kay's grandson, who's the CEO and the president of Mary Kay Cosmetics. This is our global world headquarters right here. This is where our headquarters are for Mary Kay, US and international. We are in 35 countries worldwide. We have an $11 million manufacturing and distribution center in Lewisville, Texas, and that's all of our product is made in the US. Out of our 35 countries, 28 of our countries get their products from the United States, and the other countries get them from their own manufacturing distribution center in their specific region. So I wanted to share that with you. So how do you join Mary Kay today? Well, things have changed. And let me just say, since the pandemic, I love the fact that we have so many options today. So I'm going to give you these, okay? So tonight we're giving away 5 of these e-starts. And so an e-start is an opportunity for you to join Mary Kay for actually $35. And when you think about it, guests, that's a little unheard of to actually join a company for $35. That's like, really what? Because what you get is a welcome packet, samples, lookbooks. But the most important thing is you get a beautiful website designed for you and all your credit card processing for an entire year for $35. You guys, that's twice through Starbucks for some of you, okay? Now, for those of you who are on here tonight and you're like wanting some income, 1,000, you know, 800, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 or more a month, then you really need this Pro Start because you want the trays and the mirrors and all the product to share with them. This comes with $450 worth of full-sized products, okay? So when you price all of this out, it's over $450 and it's only $90 your cost. So you can either come in with a 90 and a 35 or just a 35, completely up to you, and that'd be a conversation that you would have with your sales director or the consultant and the sales director. Now, I just wanna say real quickly, if you could use that extra $1,000 a month, then I would definitely want to say start with the Pro Start. And let me just ask you, guests, if you don't mind jumping in the chat section, if you woke up this morning and saw $1,000 in your checking account, what would you do with it after you figured out it wasn't fraud and all the other things? Because I know the first thing is like alarm, how does this money get in there? Who does it belong to? I'm not spending it, all that stuff. But if you knew it was actual legal money that dumped into your account this morning, what would you spend that $1,000 on? Would you put in the chat section? I find it's paying bills, saving, car, lots of different things, rent. What would it be for you? What would that $1,000 extra a month be for you? So these are the different options. And again, you can talk to your Mary Kay beauty consultant about that. I have a couple things I want to share with you before we go on and share with our story tonight. Audrey's got a great story, but a lot of people ask me about the pandemic. What happened? How did you guys shift as a company? So as you know, we used to do, we do makeovers, and sometimes we do ladies' nights out or girls' nights out. And sometimes we do a lot of different things like fundraisers and things for cancer chemo packs. And I don't know, we do a lot of different things, which are really great. So one of the things that happened during the pandemic is we could reach many more people. So we now patch out samples all across the United States for skincare, and we can jump on virtually. I mean, look at how many people are on here tonight. Normally, we would not have more than 4 to 6 people at a workshop, or if we did a bigger venue, it'd be like maybe 50. But now we can reach 2, 3, 4, 500 people because of the virtual world. So it's just amazing. And internationally, for me, I'm able to be at home and work internationally or travel there and go back and forth. So this platform, this Zoom platform and other platforms have really helped us in our Mary Kay business today because it's really given us a second platform, you know, to navigate through. So with that said, I do want to share this with you. There we go. This is really important because 60 years of inspiration, innovation, and impact. And I'm not going to go through all of this, but I just want to tell you some key components to this. We have more than 1,600 global patents on our product. So why is that a big deal? Because in order for you to have a patent on a product, that means you have to go through rigorous testing, a lot of different things in order to get that patent. We also have the Good Housekeeping seal on 39 of our products. If you are not familiar with the Good Housekeeping seal, I'd write that down and look it up later. to get that seal on your products is super incredible, okay? We are in 35 world markets, but we're also a company that does care about the community. Mary Kay cares about the environment and also giving back. So we have 0 landfill status. We've planted more than 1 million trees. 100% of all of our bottles, jars, and plastic are all recyclable. Everything comes in recyclable packaging, peanuts, everything's recyclable. And I appreciate our company for that. We have 100% renewable energy, and we have given over $200 million in grants for cancer research and over $55 million to keep domestic violence shelters open. We do a lot with cancer and domestic violence shelters, a lot of different things that we do. We do domestic violence shelters, beauty boxes for the women. We do a lot of different things. So I want you to know that we're not just a company that sells product, but we care about our community and the environment also. And I know that these are important to many of you also too. So I did want to share that. Okay, before we get to our speaker, I just want to share one last thing, and that's the cars. Because, you know, at the end of the day, a nice free car is great. So I've earned 20 pink Cadillacs. People say, where do you put them all? Okay, so this is how it rolls. You get a new car every 2 years. Mary Kay pays your tax, license, and insurance, and you just pay a small underwriting fee. How many of you have seen pink Cadillacs out there? Well, we also have a Premier Club, and this is a mid-management car. Also, this is for our sales directors. And this car actually changes. And what I mean by that, sometimes they put a different car in there into that category. We've had a Camaro in that category. We've had a Mustang, a Mini Cooper, a truck. I know I'm forgetting something. A Camaro, did I say that? Oh, BMW. Yeah, we've had that too. So we've had lots of different cars. How many of you could use an extra car? How many of you would love not to pay car insurance? Well, I do this every week, and I do it for you guests because sometimes you don't know that there's a lot of people who have had a lot of cars in Mary Kay. So I ask every sales director and every consultant who is on here to please put in the chat section how many cars they have earned so far since they've been in Mary Kay. So would you all do that real quickly for me and just put that in there so that you can see 13, 5, 7, 9, 1. I mean, it goes super fast there. I love how that rolls. But these are cars that they have earned, and I've earned over 20 pink Cadillacs. I'm driving my 20th pink Cadillac right now. So you can see that also too. Okay, well, let me introduce you to our amazing speaker tonight. I'm so excited to introduce her to you. All right, well, I could not be more excited for you all tonight to hear. And I always say that if my story is not your story, somebody's story is your story. I mean, if you say no one has my story, trust me, in Mary Kay, there's so many people, somebody does have your story. So Audrey Nickell is $1 million senior pink Cadillac sales director with Mary Kay. She is married to her husband, Chris. They have 3 amazing children. Cruz, I'm going to mutilate this one, Mila and Vaughn, began her Mary Kay business while she was in college and working 3 jobs. I always say that slow because I want you to know people are working 3 jobs. One of Audrey's favorite quote is, the day you plant the seed is not the day you eat the fruit. Love that. And she's been planting seeds ever since then. She started in May of 2008. She has earned 10 cars in Mary Kay, 6 of them being the beautiful pink Cadillac. And she's had numerous honors, including the #1 most improved team in the entire state of Texas. Her most breathtaking achievement so far has been leading her dream team to the $1 million Circle of Excellence, over $1 million in a year. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Her highest check, we all say, hasn't been written yet, but the one that they paid her is in excess of $22,000. She was just nominated the highest honor of Miss Go Give for a month of December 2024. And Audrey's mission is to share joy and empower women to reach their full potential through Mary Kay career. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Audrey. You go for it. I'm going off here. So go for it, girl.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Janice, for inviting me to share. I feel like it is such an honor and such a privilege because you are a woman of excellence. And I am so excited to share tonight just about my Mary Kay story. I absolutely always share or lead with that, you know, you can pick this business up at any season of your life, right? But I chose to start as a college student. And I was working 3 jobs at the time. I was going to school full time and I was planning my wedding. And so I was super duper busy. So if you are busy, then you are a woman that we want because you probably get a lot done and you're a really good time manager. And I started to figure out that I didn't really love making $7 an hour at the mall folding t-shirts. Okay. So I joined Mary Kay because I loved the product. I absolutely loved the product and I believed in the product. And by the way, we're the number one selling product. So it really makes it easy to sell when you're selling the number one product. But anyway, I joined because I wanted to make more money. And you're probably watching this thinking, how do I pay for more than, everything costs more right now, groceries, gas, everything. And so this is a vehicle for you. And so I started selling and I fell in love with Mary Kay. So I actually worked my business 1 day a week on Saturdays. And I realized that I was making more on that 1 day than I was working the whole week at my other 3 jobs. So when I graduated from college, I immediately said, I'm going to work to become a sales director in Mary Kay because it just made sense for me. And I wanted the freedom and the flexibility to be able to make my own schedule. And so fast forward a few years later, driving my pink Cadillac, I had my first son, Cruz, and he was about 4 months old at the time. And Chris, my husband, called me and I said, hey, what's going on? And he was crying. And I had never heard him ever cry, ever be upset, anything. And I said, what's wrong? And he said, I have everything in a box and they just laid me off of my job. And we had no idea. We did not see it coming. And our baby was 4 months old. And so I'll never forget the feeling. I felt like someone had punched me in the stomach. But the greatest thing that happened that day is I went home with the baby and I put on my Mary Kay clothes. And I'll never forget, I walked out front onto our porch and I saw him pulling into the driveway. And as he was walking up to our house with tears streaming down his face, I was holding the baby and I turned the baby around and I handed him to Chris and I said, I got this. And he still says today that was the greatest blessing because when we didn't know that he was going to get let go, in Mary Kay, you can work more and you can make more when you need to make more. And so that's what I did is I just saw more faces. I did more parties. I had more fun. And I was able to pay for everything for our family for the following 4 months. We didn't have to move. We didn't have to do anything because of Mary Kay. My husband got to stay home with our son, and then he was able to look for a job. And he ended up finding a job. We were living in Ohio at the time, in Texas. And so another great thing that I love about my business is that there's no territories. And so he said, hey, Audrey, I got a great job offer, but it's in Texas. And I said, let's go, because there's no territories in Mary Kay. And I was super excited because Mary Kay is in Texas. That's where our headquarters are. And so I was like, yay, I get to be closer to Mary Kay. So we literally packed up the U-Haul. We sold our home, everything. And we hitched the pink Cadillac to the back of the U-Haul and we moved from Ohio to Texas. And I took a one-way plane ticket with my son. He was 8 months at the time on my lap and we moved to Texas. Now, let me share. I did not know one person in Texas and I did not have one family member in Texas, but I had my starter kit, my Mary Kay starter kit, and I told him, I was like, this is going to be a vehicle for me to meet more people. And that's what I love about our business is that it's not just about making money, but it's also about people. And I got to meet people and I got to find women that were in the same season of life that I was in with my son. And we got to have so much fun just in our new community. And so what I love about Mary Kay is that it's a vehicle to, yes, making more money, but it's also having more freedom and flexibility. And now fast forward a little bit more, I had my daughter Mila, and I realized, there were a lot of moms that were around me at school that I was meeting, and they were talking about how sad they were that they were missing first steps, first words, all of these things. And I thought, you know what? Mary Kay is the best vehicle for someone to be able to make an executive income, stay home with their children, and be feeling fulfilled, because this was also something that I could do, that I loved, that I could pour my interest into. And so I started working my business very strategically. And so I want you guys to know that I was literally doing parties in my home while my kids were taking a nap. Okay. So, like, literally just having fun with women, sharing our products. And then a few years later, after the pandemic happened, my husband and I were talking, and we were ready to expand our family and have one more child. And so I got pregnant with my son, our third. And that was the year that God had just made it so clear that we needed to have a big goal. And so our big goal for the year was to do million. And so we named him the $1 million baby. And that was the year that we did that. But in the process of that year in doing million, while it was amazing and we were having so much fun, I was watching my husband work as a senior VP of a company in Dallas, and he was so unhappy, like literally overworked, overstressed, and just not himself, gaining weight, very stressed. He would sit in our driveway when he would come home, and he would sit there for like 10 minutes before he came inside because he said he had to like decompress, put it all in so that he didn't bring it into our home. And that year when we finished million and we had our baby, he said to me, I'm going to go in and I'm going to quit my job. And I said, okay. And we had no plan B. And I always say, money isn't everything, but money buys you choices. And if you have more money, you have more choices, and especially more choices for the people that you love. And so he went in and he told them that he was putting in his 2 weeks, and they said, you can't leave. You're the senior VP of the company. What are you thinking? And he said, my wife just finished million. We're good. I can walk away. And he, at the time, said that he was going to be a stay-at-home dad. Quickly realized he didn't love that, but he came home and he stayed home, you guys, for a year and got to take care of our son. And I was working as a top sales director, making enough income for us to pay for our mortgage. We live in our dream home. We moved into our dream home. I have a dream office. I have steps that go like this all the way upstairs. That was always a goal of mine on my goal poster. My kids play select sports, so we travel with them. And so that's what I love, is that it's never been something where I've had to choose, you can only do this or you can only do that. But because of Mary Kay, we can say yes. And so a year after he's been home with our son, he said, I think I want to do something. And so he has watched me for years build a business. And he said, I want to be my own business owner. And so now he owns his own company and he works when he wants to work and he makes his own schedule. But that all came from watching me work Mary Kay and seeing the freedom and the flexibility to be your own boss and to have your own choices. But here's the thing that I want you to hear from my story. It's not always been roses. It's not always been butterflies. There's definitely been trials and tribulations and things that we've walked through. But Mary Kay has been there through every single season of my life. And I've been able to pick it up more when I needed more and less when I needed less. And so if you're thinking like, I just don't have time to be full time or anything like that, you don't have to be. We don't ask you to quit your job. We just ask you to sprinkle it in. And so those seasons when I had just had a baby and I had, was nursing, I had customers purchasing their skincare, their moisturizer, their mascara on my website. It didn't take any hard work for me to do that. It's not like when somebody runs out of mascara, they're like, I'm never going to use that again. They buy more, right? And so that's what I love about this business, is that it's allowed me to be there for my family financially, but also physically. And then it's also allowed me to spread my wings and to build some confidence and build some self-esteem. And one of the greatest things that I can say is that when you're a mom and you are strong and confident, you raise strong and confident children. And my 8-year-old daughter is the essence of a Mary Kay child to the extreme, but she is amazing. And I am so proud of her. I got an email from her teacher this year, and she said something about, she has two teachers. Both of them said, she's such a leader. They both said that before, like they've known her for like a week. But then her softball coach reached out to me last week and she said, hey, I wanted to let you know that we have noticed Mila's leadership so much that we're going to make her the captain of the team this season. And she was so excited. So we've been talking to her about leadership and her confidence and all of that. But the other night we had our Mary Kay Awards and I had told her that she could be a part of it. She's always a part of it every year. But I had a party I was doing right before, and she came in to do the awards, and I have it sitting here, and it says Mila's special. This goes, she said special, it meant Mila's speech. This goes to all my Mary Kay friends. And she wrote like a 4-page speech to all of her Mary Kay friends and all of her Mary Kay family. And so what I know is that Mary Kay is in my heart and my confidence and who I am. And now it's even bleeding over into my daughter. And she is changing women's lives. And she is putting out confidence and joy and happiness. And so I just know that us women can change generations when we are inspiring our children, because those children grow up to be adults and then they get to do the same. And so I know that the world we're living in sometimes can feel so dark, but it can be such a beautiful place if we just continue to spread joy, to spread love. And we're just so excited because Mary Kay is that vehicle for all of us to be able to do that. So I am so excited that I got to share just a little part of my story. And we would love to have you be a part of our Mary Kay family because we want you to have those same choices, that same freedom, and that same flexibility. So back to you, Janice.
Oh my gosh. Wow. What a great story. Audrey, I love to hear that because it doesn't buy you happiness. It buys you choices, and you needed choices a couple times for your husband. So, but it's so great because I remember my kids, I didn't have kids when I came into Mary Kay like you, and I accumulated people along the way. But they get to that part in school where nobody drives yet. And you were the driver and the bus driver and the everything. And I just feel like I never missed anything with the kids. I never, and you don't either. And you know what? So you can't put a price on that. So thank you for sharing your family with us today. And thank you for sharing your story. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. Thank you, Audrey.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, 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 wow. That's all I can say. Oh my gosh, I love when you can weave your family and just share about that, which I think is so great. And Audrey did such a great job of that. So remember tonight, if you decide you want to join us, type in, I'm in for free. We're going to do this drawing. So let me tell you how this is going to work. And I don't think Audrey shared, or maybe I just shared before, but we do make 50% profit on all we sell. So the worst that can happen to you is you get 50% on all your products and all your holiday gifts and birthday presents and Father's Day and Mother's Day and all that stuff. So that's great too. We also have no quotas and territories, and we're the only company that has a buyback policy. If you choose to leave Mary Kay during your first year, any unopened product you have, she'll buy back at 90%. So there's a real plus also too. So I guess the bottom line is you're never going to know till you try. And with a buyback policy, you don't have anything to lose. So tonight, in just a minute, we're going to draw 5 winners. And when we do, we're going to ask you to come off your microphone. You're going to have 10 seconds to come off your microphone. Once you come off your microphone, you need to tell us where you came in from and why you decided to join Mary Kay, okay? So we're going to do that, all right, for you. So, and then you'll have 48 hours to connect with your consultant and get signed up, and then we'll reimburse you back your $35. Now, if we don't choose your name, that's not a sign. Some people are so funny when they say, oh, you didn't choose me, that's a sign. It's not a sign, it's not a sign, okay? So make sure you connect with your Mary Kay Beauty consultant tonight when we're done. Okay, so let's go, and I have my amazing directors who are behind the scenes here are gonna do all the giveaways. So, all right, let's go and see who our 5 winners are tonight.